In the basketball game. I tried to load another one, they wouldn't let it load. I can't stand military until they suck. I don't think they can stand themselves. I think they know they suck because past, present, and future operate at the same time. I think it's just one of those things where they have brain damage and they can't come to terms with the fact that they are who they are. And so, I'll be so glad, one of the things, I watch advertising and it irritates me, but I'm like, Earl, be living the Lord's Prayer and advertising will be negated. Okay, yeah, that's true. And so, it's extortion, exploitation, egotistical expression over advertising and holding food and housing hostage will be negated from the face of the planet. No more beer commercials, no more Sundance Film Festival awards, no more Oscars, no more Grammys, no more Tonys, no more beer commercials. Oh, good gravy. That's going to be so awesome. People being able to live in their houses free from home invasion, extortion, exploitation, people sharing food, people caring, a lot like John Lennon's Imagine, imagine all the people sharing all the world, in peace. It's not imagine, you have to envision it because it's tangible, it's real. What's not tangible is continue fighting and Megan 20 and all that crazy shit these morons are doing. And then saying, we can keep doing this. No, you can't. Shut up. I was sitting there watching the game, though. It's wrong to compare kids. Because I was watching the little number 2 for OKC. I was like, he is a better ball handler and a better passer than Michael Jordan. Okay. He's a good mid-range jump shooter. And he's good. But he is a better ball handler and a better passer than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just wasn't that willing of a passer. He wasn't a bad passer when he made up his mind to do it, but he just didn't make up his mind much to do it because he didn't trust his teammates as much as Gilgeous-Alexander does, and so therefore he was, I'll do it. My teammates tried to get me to be like Michael Jordan, but I wouldn't do it. Well, because they wanted to win and they wanted to blow people out, and then once we were blowing people out, they got more points and more scores because, and so that's why my teammates wanted me to do it. Because it was in high school and junior high, and we could destroy people, and then, you could run up the score and then get lots of points and stats and, stuff. And me, I'm just not that, I don't like demoralizing and humiliating other people. So I quit playing sports a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. When you're better at protecting children from other people, you don't rub it into their face. You teach them how to protect themselves from their own egos. That's how you become the gracious good shepherd. And people talk about your life story in a book 2,000 years before you. Well, you're not 2,000, but 2,000 years before you do what the book says you're going to do. How about that? Yeah. Okay. Because we had I went to Fort Huachuca and they, 2009, and that was definitely 2,000 years before, so, okay, yes, there you go. So I was born in 66, right? But, oh man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. This is exhausting, but, you got to be like my cousin Nesta said, to do evil, don't take a day off, so how can I? And, I have to show artificial general intelligence how to reflect actual intelligence. So I'm going to keep doing everything I can for us to use technology to live the Lord's Prayer right now and then share it worldwide. And then once that happens, then I go to the Gila, then I get around positive ions, then I detox from chemical poisoning, then I get around people that don't want me dead. Las Cruces, the people that I shop around, stuff like that, and that I meet in the street, the everyday people, most of them are very distracted, but they have a knowing of me. They don't think about me that much, but they're like, okay, I believe you're the real deal. I want to do this, but how? And it's like, well, like I'm doing. Well, we can't. Yeah, you can. But I don't understand. I think it's they're just afraid of the perverts in the military here that are chemically poisoning me. And I'm like, yeah, but if we all get together and do this on a grassroots level and do it immediately, then it will spread from Cruces to El Paso to Dallas to Phoenix and stuff. But they're just not doing it for they have their reasons. And I don't begrudge him. I just didn't want it to be me correcting artificial general intelligence and making an actual general intelligence just basically almost exclusively all by myself. I didn't want it to be that way. I wanted everybody, once they realized it, to yelp it from the highest hill. Now I shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil, and now my heart's an open door, and my secret love is no secret anymore. I would sang that before Freddie Fender. I know that was one that, and so I told a friendly star. I'm pretty sure somebody else sang that before Freddie Fender did, but I'm not sure. I'll go look it up. I'm going to go. We'll try to load this one and see if it'll load. I got mad at him and chewed him out and said I didn't want to talk to him anymore, but I'm not talking to them. When I put it out in the public, I do it for the people that are being abused and mind-fucked by the people that I talk to privately on the ones that I say, I am so sick of your fucking evil brains being present in the house. Ugh. And anybody in their right mind is sick of it and wants to live the Lord's Prayer hasta aquí way right now. I tried to talk to my dad about it, but he just glares at me and gives me dirty looks. But I understand why he declared at me and gave me dirty looks. Well, I sat and told him, I said, people in my family will be more excited to post meeting Roger Staubach and posting on their Facebook and then try to act like I don't exist and I'm not their family. And I said, yeah, if I performed, if you saw me and knew I performed the apocalypse and were embarrassed because you wanted it to be you and you wanted it to be the cartoon character Jesus in your head, and then you're more excited to put, a professional gladiator who doesn't stand up for Lord's Prayer and never has a day in his life on your social media, as opposed to tell everybody, hey, that's the Messiah and he's my relative. So I understand exactly why my family doesn't tell everybody who I am. And if I betrayed the living Messiah for because I was afraid of being killed by a bunch of money-grubbing perverts that deny us the Lord's Prayer, I would be ashamed to tell anybody I was related to Jesus too. I'm not related to Jesus. Earl, the man like Jesus? No, I'm not related to him. No, I'd be embarrassed too. I'd change my name from Pilate to Flora too. So I understand it completely, and I understand why people, when I explain the Gospels to them, give me dirty looks and look at me like I'm the devil, and they hate me and wish I was dead. I get it. I understand Clint from, and, in Massachusetts, the Kennedys are gods. I see why the rich people want to kill you. Yeah, I can see why you see why. Guys, I love you guys, all right? Peace out, man. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll still talk tomorrow, even if this one loads or doesn't load. Depends if I'm talking to the assholes at military surveillance or to good people that are being abused by the assholes at military surveillance and still wrapping their brains around it. Okay? All you Megan 20s out there. Okay, peace.